The planet Zethra was nothing like Earth. Its sky glowed in pale green and jagged cliffs rose like frozen waves. The winds were sharp and the ground cracked and dry. To most, Zethra looked hostile, impossible to survive on. But the humans did not see it that way. The small human outpost perched on a plateau, its metal structures gleaming under the strange sunlight. Smoke rose from furnaces and generators, and the humans moved with purpose. They were few, maybe only 50 in number, but every one of them worked with focus. Every human understood the value of preparation and teamwork. Far above, in sleek, hovering ships, the alien scouts arrived. They had traveled from a distant star system to observe humans. They were tall, slender, with translucent skin that shimmered faintly. Their eyes were sharp, calculating, and full of certainty. They had studied humans from afar, and the conclusion was clear to them. Humans were weak, fragile, primitive. "They are nothing," said Vectra, the leader of the alien scouting group. "Their bones are soft, their weapons crude. They will break like twigs if pushed." The other aliens laughed, a soft, chime-like sound. They watched the humans below, who carried out simple patrols and maintenance. To the aliens, humans looked clumsy and slow. "I am curious," said another alien, Lurvan. "Do they even know how to fight? Or do they only survive by luck?" Vectra's translucent fingers tapped lightly on the edge of the ship's railing. "Let us see. Send a probe. I want to observe them up close." On the ground, the humans were preparing for a routine patrol. Captain Harris, a tall, broad-shouldered human with graying hair and a calm presence, gathered his squad. Their mission was simple: scout the nearby valley and check for any signs of dangerous wildlife or natural hazards. But they were not unarmed. Each carried a standard energy rifle, sidearms, and small packs with survival gear. But the most striking part of the patrol was not the humans. It was their companions, the war dogs. 3 massive creatures stood beside them, taller than a wolf, muscles rippling beneath sleek fur, eyes bright and intelligent. These dogs were unlike any ordinary animal. They had been genetically enhanced for strength, speed, and intelligence. They could follow complex commands, read subtle cues from their handlers, and act independently if necessary. Larka, the lead war dog, sniffed the air, ears flicking. She was calm but alert, ready for anything. Her handler, Lieutenant Mara, patted her head and whispered commands only she could hear. The bond between human and dog was clear. They moved together almost as one. The aliens watched from above, hidden in the clouds of the hovering ships. They could see the humans and their animals moving in the open. Vectra laughed again. "Look at that. Even their animals are small, weak things. They cannot possibly pose a threat." "They are amusing," said Lurvan, his head tilting. "Do they think these creatures will help them against a real army?" Below, the humans did not know they were being observed. They crossed the cracked earth carefully, checking paths, marking dangers, and keeping their animals close. Larka sniffed the ground and padded ahead silently, guiding them away from a patch of unstable soil. The humans trusted her judgment. They had learned long ago that the war dogs often sensed danger before any human could. As the patrol moved, the aliens decided to test the humans' reactions. A small detachment of alien drones descended silently, hovering above the ground. They fired small energy pulses in a controlled manner, enough to scare but not to harm. Captain Harris signaled the squad to halt. He looked at Mara. She nodded, and Larka's muscles tensed, ready for action. The humans did not panic. They moved with calm precision. Some ducks behind rocks, others took higher ground. The war dogs positioned themselves in front, their eyes sharp, tails flicking slightly as if signaling readiness. The aliens expected chaos, screams, and fear. Instead, they saw humans working together, covering each other's movements, guiding the dogs, and responding instantly to the threat. Vectra tilted his head. "Curious," he murmured. "They are not running, they are planning." The humans' response was subtle but deadly effective. Mara gave a soft whistle, and the war dogs leaped forward, silent as shadows. They were faster than the aliens anticipated, moving with fluid grace. Larka led, dodging the energy pulses and closing in on the drones. In a single, perfectly coordinated strike, one drone was disabled. Another fell under the precise force of a dog's paw enhanced with strength far beyond any ordinary animal. The aliens were silent, watching in shock. Their expectation of weakness was shattered. "They are different," Lurvan whispered. "They're animals. They are not ordinary." Vectra's translucent face hardened. "Yes, but they are still only a few. Technology will overcome them. The humans retreated gradually as if drawing the aliens into a trap. They moved to higher ground, guiding the drones across unstable terrain. The ground shook, small fissures forming. Larka sniffed the edges carefully, stepping aside. But the drones, not understanding, hovered dangerously close to the cracks. One drone fell, its energy core sparking as it disappeared into the fissure. The aliens panicked briefly, trying to regain control, but the humans were already gone, moving back toward the safety of the outpost. The war dogs remained alert, covering the squad as they returned. When the humans reached their base, Captain Harris turned to his team. "Good work. You handled that perfectly." The dogs did well, but never forget. It's our teamwork that makes us strong. "They don't know what's coming." Mara patted Larka's head. "They won't forget us for long either," she said softly. Larka barked once, low and confident, as if agreeing. Above in the alien ships, Vectra clenched a hand. "This is unexpected. They are resilient and clever. Not like the fragile creatures we expected." "They have allies," said Lurven. "Those dogs. They move as if they understand strategy." "Yes," said Vectra, "but it is still only a few. We will observe. We will see how far this resilience goes." The aliens withdrew to higher orbit, still confident that the humans were ultimately weak. But something had shifted. The first glimpse of humans in action, working seamlessly with their war dogs, planted a seed of doubt. Back on the planet, the human outpost resumed its routines. The humans cleaned their weapons, repaired their equipment, and fed the war dogs. There was no panic, no boastful celebration. They knew the patrol had only been a minor encounter. But they also knew one truth. Out here in the harshest conditions, humans survived because they adapted. They worked together, and they never underestimated anything, not even a creature meant only to accompany them. As the sun of Zethra dipped lower in the green sky, the wind carrying the faint scent of minerals and dry earth, the humans gathered around a small fire. Larka lay beside Mara, her head on her paws, eyes alert even in relaxation. Captain Harris looked at the horizon. "They laughed at us," he said quietly. "They thought we were weak. That will change soon. They will learn the hard way that humans and our dogs cannot be broken." The war dogs growled softly in agreement. It was a sound that carried strength, loyalty, and promise. The aliens above did not yet understand it, but the humans did. Together they were more than just survival. They were a force, and the first seeds of respect and fear were planted in the minds of the alien observers. The morning on Zethra began with a soft green glow that filtered through the jagged cliffs. The wind was sharper than the night before, cutting across the plateau with a faint hiss. Humans moved with purpose in the outpost, checking supplies and reviewing patrol plans. They knew that the alien observers were still out there somewhere, watching, calculating. Captain Harris stood near the edge of the outpost, scanning the valley below. "We need to be ready today," he said. "They've seen us. I guarantee they'll try something." Lieutenant Mara nodded, her hand brushing Larka's fur. The lead war dog's ears twitched, alert to every sound in the strange morning. Two other dogs, Reth and Jarrow, circled nearby, their eyes scanning the horizon. Even with enhanced senses, the war dogs relied on human commands, but their instincts were sharp. They could sense danger before it arrived. "They're confident," Mara said quietly, "but they don't understand what humans can do, or what the dogs can do." "Let's make sure they learn quickly," Harris replied. Below in the valley, a small detachment of alien drones hovered silently. They were sleek, silver, and designed to scout without being seen. Their energy cores pulsed faintly as they moved, scanning the terrain. From above, the alien commander, Vectra, observed through a holographic interface. "They are cautious," Vectra said, his translucent fingers tapping the controls. "But not fast enough. Send the first wave. Let us test their strength." A squad of alien warriors descended in small hovering pods. They were slender, armed with energy rifles far more advanced than anything humans possessed. Their confidence was clear. To them, humans were slow, weak, and predictable. The humans saw them almost immediately. Mara raised her hand in a subtle signal. "Positions," she whispered. The squad moved without panic. Each human took cover behind rocks, metal containers, or low walls. The war dogs positioned themselves in front, forming a living barrier between humans and the aliens. The first energy bolts hissed through the air, bright and dangerous. Humans ducked instinctively, rolling behind cover. Larka barked sharply and sprinted forward, a blur of fur and power. She leapt over the edge of a rock, knocking an alien drone sideways. Reth and Jarrow followed, moving in perfect sync with the humans' commands. The aliens fired again, but their shots were precise only in theory. The war dogs dodged and countered with speed the aliens had not anticipated. Larka's paw struck the nearest alien drone, disabling it instantly. Sparks flew and the machine tumbled into a shallow ravine. Vectra's face darkened. "Impossible," he muttered. "They should not be able to react that fast." "The animals, how?" "They are enhanced," Lurven admitted, eyes wide. "But that is not the only thing. The humans, they move as a single unit. They think together." Captain Harris saw an opening. "Mara, flank left. Daniels, cover fire." The humans moved swiftly, hiding behind terrain features, keeping the war dogs in front. The aliens tried to advance, but the humans were already one step ahead. The war dogs led the charge down a narrow path. Larka leapt between boulders. Reth ducked under a low overhang, and Jarrow scaled a small rise to distract the aliens. Each movement was deliberate, intelligent, and deadly in its own way. One alien warrior, taller and more heavily armed than the others, attempted to corner the humans. He raised his weapon, confident that this time he would strike the humans down. But Mara anticipated his move. With a low whistle, Larka sprang forward, intercepting him. The alien stumbled, surprised by the dog's strength and timing. Before he could recover, another human fired a precise shot at his energy pack, forcing him to retreat. The battle was not long, but it was decisive. Within minutes, the aliens realized that brute force alone could not defeat the humans. The humans and their war dogs moved with coordination that the aliens had not predicted. Every step, every attack, and every retreat was calculated. The humans turned the valley into a maze where aliens were forced to make mistakes. Breathing heavily, Captain Harris gathered his squad behind a large rock formation. "They're stronger than we expected," said Daniels, wiping sweat from his brow. "But not as clever as us. We can use this," Mara nodded. "The dogs understand. They are part of the team. They see what the aliens don't." Larka growled softly, almost in agreement, her eyes glowing with focus. The alien commander Vectra clenched his fists. "This is unexpected. They should have panicked. They should have fled, but they adapt. They anticipate. They are resilient." "They are more than resilient," said Lurven. "They are unpredictable. Their animals act like soldiers. They think independently. From their high position, the humans used the valley's terrain to their advantage. Small fissures, loose rocks, and hidden dips slowed the aliens' advance. Each trap, each subtle movement was used without hesitation. The war dogs scouted ahead, signaling when a path was safe or dangerous. At one point, the taller alien tried a direct assault on the humans' line. Larka led a counterattack, dashing forward and striking the alien's pod with incredible force. Sparks flew and the alien stumbled back, surprised. Reth and Jarrow followed immediately, coordinating with the humans' fire. The alien retreat was immediate, forced not by superior technology but by teamwork, intelligence, and timing. The humans did not celebrate. They moved cautiously, aware that this was only the first encounter. Captain Harris looked at the alien retreat. "They are testing us," he said quietly. "But we have shown them something they didn't expect." Above, the alien commanders conferred silently. "We misjudged them," Vectra admitted reluctantly. "They are not just survivors. They are strategists. And those creatures, they are not just animals. They are soldiers. They are dangerous," Lurven said. "We must reconsider how we approach them. Technology alone may not be enough." The humans returned to their outpost, moving as one unit. The war dogs walked beside them, calm but alert. Larka paused at the entrance, sniffing the air. She growled softly, sensing that the aliens would return, but this time they would be more cautious. Captain Harris gathered the squad. "Today was a test," he said. "They came to mock us, but they left wary. That is a victory. Remember, it is our planning, our coordination, and the bond with these dogs that makes us strong. They underestimated us because they cannot imagine humans like this." Mara patted Larka's head. "We have more to show them, and they will learn soon enough." At night, the humans sat around fires, tending to minor injuries and repairing equipment. The war dogs rested beside them, alert even in sleep. The sky of Zethra shimmered in green and gold, and the wind whispered across the plateau. "This is only the beginning," said Captain Harris. "They mocked us today, but the real test is yet to come. We are not just humans. We are a team, And our war dogs, they are part of what makes us unbeatable. The alien ships hovered silently above, watching. Vectra's face was tight with concern. They are stronger than predicted, he muttered. And clever. We cannot rely on our technology alone. They think. They adapt. And they're animals. They are not just companions. They are weapons. Lurvin looked out across the valley, the shadows of the humans and their war dogs flickering in the dim light. We have underestimated them, he said quietly. And that is dangerous. Back in the outpost, the humans prepared for the next patrol. They trained with the war dogs, checking signals and movements. Every human and every dog knew the stakes. They were few, but they were not weak, and the aliens, once confident in their superiority, began to understand a frightening truth. Humans, when united with their war dogs, were unpredictable, resilient, and far more dangerous than anyone could imagine. The first encounter had ended, but the war was only beginning. The morning sun rose over Zethra in soft green and gold hues, casting long shadows across the jagged cliffs and barren valleys. The human outpost buzzed with quiet activity, soldiers preparing for patrols, war dogs pacing with alert focus, and Captain Harris reviewing tactical maps. The first encounter with the aliens had ended successfully, but it had also revealed something important. The aliens were watching, studying, and learning from every move. The humans knew it, and so did the war dogs. Today we test them further, Harris said to Mara, who stood beside Larka. They saw our strength yesterday. Now they will see the truth behind it. Mara nodded, brushing her hand along Larka's sleek fur. Larka's ears flicked, her amber eyes bright with intelligence. The humans had trained these dogs not just for loyalty and obedience, but for strategy. Each dog was genetically enhanced for strength, speed, and endurance, and trained to act independently when necessary. They could read terrain, sense danger, and even respond to alien technology in ways humans could not. Reth and Jarrow, the other war dogs, circled the training grounds, muscles tense, sniffing the air. Mara gave a low whistle and the dogs stopped, their attention focused entirely on her. The bond between human and dog was clear, stronger than any chain of command. It was a partnership built on trust and instinct. Meanwhile, in orbit, Vectra and Lurvin watched through high-resolution sensors. They are preparing, Vectra said, his tone sharp. I can feel it. The humans are not just reacting, they are planning. And those animals, they are more than pets. They are weapons, Lurvin frowned. It is dangerous. We assumed technology would make this simple. But these humans, they think differently. Their strategy is unlike anything we have faced. They are unpredictable, Vectra admitted, and that is terrifying. Back on the ground, Captain Harris led his squad through the rough terrain toward a narrow canyon. The area was unfamiliar, even to humans, but it was perfect for testing both their skills and those of the war dogs. Stay alert, Harris warned. They will be watching and they may strike. Remember, this is about more than defense. It is about showing them what humans can do when pushed. The squad moved carefully. Mara signaled Larka to scout ahead. The lead dog leapt over rocks, silent and swift, nose to the ground, ears listening. She sniffed the air, then gave a low growl, a signal that something unusual was near. The squad paused, weapons ready. Suddenly, a group of alien drones descended from the cliffs above. They moved with precision, energy pulses flashing as they aimed toward the humans. The aliens were confident. They believed their superior technology would intimidate or even destroy the humans easily. But the humans had learned from the first encounter. They did not panic. They split into strategic positions, moving like a single organism. The war dogs advanced first, scanning, dodging, and circling. Larka leapt forward, knocking one drone off balance. Reth and Jarrow followed, coordinating silently with the humans. The aliens' energy blasts were accurate, but they could not anticipate the speed and intelligence of the war dogs. One drone fell into a crevice, another collided with a rock thrown by human hand. The humans' movements were synchronized with the dogs' actions. Every step, every attack was planned yet flexible, adapting instantly to changes in the battlefield. Captain Harris spotted a pattern. The aliens were trying to force them into open ground where their technology could dominate. He gestured to Mara. Flank them through the canyon. Larka leads, we follow. The dogs responded instantly, moving ahead with calculated grace. They navigated sharp edges, unstable rocks, and narrow ledges that would have been impossible for ordinary animals, or humans. The aliens watched, confused, as the humans and war dogs vanished into the canyon, reappearing in positions the aliens had not expected. Vectra's face tightened. They know the terrain better than we do. How is this possible? They adapt, Lurvin said. Their instincts, their training, they are combined. And the animals, they are not only strong, they understand strategy. They act independently. Within the canyon, the humans prepared a trap. Using the terrain and a few carefully placed devices, they created an obstacle the aliens could not see. The war dogs circled the perimeter, signaling when the path was safe and when danger lurked. As the aliens advanced, confident and unafraid, the humans executed their plan. Rocks tumbled, cutting off escape paths. The war dogs struck at precise moments, knocking over drones and forcing the aliens to retreat. Every movement was coordinated, every strike timed to perfection. One alien warrior attempted to break through the line, his energy blade glowing dangerously. But Larka anticipated his move. She leapt from the side, knocking him off balance. Before he could recover, Mara fired a net launcher, binding the warrior and rendering him unable to attack. The aliens faltered. They had expected technology and brute force to work, but the humans and their war dogs had something they could not predict: intelligence, adaptability, and instinct working together. The humans advanced slowly, carefully, showing no fear. The war dogs moved with them, a protective and lethal shield. Even when faced with superior technology, they acted with coordination and precision. After the skirmish, the humans regrouped in a safe area. They were not unscathed, some minor injuries and scrapes, but their spirit remained unbroken. Captain Harris looked at his squad, pride in his eyes. They saw our strength, he said, but now they will see our secret. These dogs are not just companions. They are soldiers. And together we are unstoppable. Mara knelt beside Larka, patting her head. We've trained them well. They know the battlefield as we do, and they trust us completely. That is what makes the difference. Above, the alien commanders conferred. Vectra's voice was tight with tension. We underestimated them. They are more than resilient. They're animals. They are part of their strategy, not just tools. They are clever, Lurvin agreed, and they are united. Technology alone cannot overcome this bond. Back on the ground, the humans prepared for the next patrol. They trained the war dogs in coordination drills, ensuring every command, gesture, and signal was perfectly understood. The dogs responded with loyalty, intelligence, and power beyond anything the aliens could imagine. That night, Captain Harris gathered his squad around a fire. The green sky of Zethra shimmered above them, the wind whispering through the cliffs. They mocked us when they first arrived, he said. They thought we were fragile. But today they saw the truth. Humans are not weak, and these dogs, they are our secret weapon. They can sense danger, react faster than any alien, and fight with us as one. Together, we are stronger than they could ever imagine. Mara looked at the war dogs resting beside the humans. They are more than animals, she said softly. They are family. They are our strength. The war dogs growled softly, a sound that carried power and promise. Larka lifted her head, eyes glowing faintly in the firelight as if she understood every word. High above, the aliens observed in silence. Their confidence had been shaken. Vectra's face was pale with concern. We must reconsider, he said. Humans, they are not what we expected. And they're animals, they are not ordinary. They are strategists. They are dangerous, Lurvin said quietly. We cannot assume technology alone will win. They adapt. They think. And they fight as one. The humans slept lightly that night, prepared for whatever the aliens might attempt next. They had shown their strength, revealed the secret of their war dogs, and survived another test. But they also knew the battle was only beginning. The aliens would return, stronger, more determined. And when they did, the humans and their war dogs would be ready. The bond between human and dog was more than training. It was instinct, loyalty, and strategy combined. It was the secret that would make humans unstoppable on Zethra and beyond. And as the wind whispered across the plateau, carrying the scent of minerals and dry earth, the humans and their war dogs rested, ready for whatever came next, confident in their strength, intelligence, and unity. The sun rose slowly over Zethra, spilling pale green light across the jagged cliffs and barren valleys. The air was sharp, filled with the faint scent of minerals and dust. The human outpost stirred quietly, Soldiers preparing for the day's operations, their weapons checked and packs secured. The war dogs moved among them, alert and ready. Captain Harris stood at the edge of the plateau, scanning the valley below. "Today we take the fight to them," he said. "They've tested us. They've seen our strength. Now it's time they understand that humans and our war dogs cannot be defeated by fear or technology alone." Mara patted Larka on the head. "They will learn fast," she said. The lead war dog's amber eyes flickered with intelligence. Reth and Jarrow stood beside her, muscles tense and ready. The bond between humans and their war dogs was strong, unbreakable, and more than mere training, it was instinct, strategy, and trust fused into one. The plan was simple in words but complex in execution. Strike the aliens' forward base, catch them by surprise and force them to retreat. The terrain would be an advantage. The humans knew every rock, fissure, and ridge. The war dogs could sense weaknesses and react faster than any human or alien. "Move quietly," Captain Harris instructed. "No energy blasts until the dog signal. We rely on surprise and precision." The humans advanced through the jagged terrain, the war dogs leading the way. Larka's nose twitched as she scanned the air, ears listening for any alien activity. The other dogs flanked the squad, watching for ambushes and alerting humans to movement beyond their vision. Above, in orbit, the aliens observed the humans' approach. Vectra frowned, tension in his translucent features. "They are moving toward our base," he said. "This is bold, too bold. They will pay for this." "They are reckless," Lurven said. "But their coordination, it is unsettling. They think differently. They act as one with their animals. We cannot predict their moves as easily as we thought." The humans approached the alien base, hidden in the folds of a rocky canyon. Energy barriers shimmered faintly around the perimeter. Alien drones patrolled silently, scanning for intruders. Captain Harris signaled the squad to split into two groups. Mara and her war dogs would lead one flank, while another team would advance from the opposite side, creating a pincer effect. The first step was reconnaissance. Larka and Reth moved silently ahead, sniffing the ground, listening to vibrations and observing patrol patterns. They discovered a weak point in the alien defenses. A narrow ridge the aliens had not monitored closely. It was dangerous terrain for humans, but perfect for war dogs. "Ready?" Mara whispered. The dogs growled softly, acknowledging her. Larka darted forward, silent as shadow, signaling that the path was clear. The humans followed carefully, keeping low and moving swiftly. The attack began. The war dogs led the charge, striking before the aliens could react. Larka jumped onto a hovering drone, her strength shattering its energy core. Sparks flew and the drone crashed into the rocks below. Reth and Jarrow blocked alien reinforcements, moving with speed and precision. Captain Harris and his squad advanced with careful fire. Energy pulses flashed, but the humans were already ahead, using cover and terrain to their advantage. Each move was coordinated, each strike timed with the war dogs' attacks. The aliens were stunned. Their superior technology was powerful, but it could not account for the humans' unpredictable tactics and the dogs' intelligence. One alien commander attempted to rally his troops, raising a large energy blade. But Larka anticipated his move, leaping onto a nearby ledge and forcing him off balance. Mara fired a net, immobilizing the commander. Sparks from energy shields illuminated the canyon as humans and war dogs worked in perfect harmony. The battle intensified. Humans used smoke, rocks, and careful misdirection to confuse the aliens. The war dogs exploited every weakness, knocking drones into cliffs, tearing through barriers, and cutting off escape routes. The aliens were forced into disarray, retreating from positions they thought secure. At one point, a squad of heavily armed aliens attempted a flanking maneuver. But Jarrow intercepted them, leaping from above and scattering the squad with surprising force. Reth moved quickly behind them, blocking their path, while Larka directed Mara to disable the energy turrets covering the area. The humans pressed forward steadily, never panicking, always coordinated. Every human and dog knew their role. They moved like a single organism, adapting instantly to changes, striking when the moment was right. The aliens, despite their confidence and superior numbers, were overwhelmed by precision, strategy, and the unexpected strength of the war dogs. After a tense hour, the humans reached the core of the alien base. Energy shields flickered under precise strikes and drones fell one by one. Captain Harris signaled the squad to hold. "They are trying to regroup," he said. We wait, then push again. The war dogs positioned themselves strategically, guarding flanks and entrances. Larka's ears twitched, sensing reinforcements moving from the north. Mara whispered commands, and the dogs adjusted instantly, blocking every approach. Vectra, observing from orbit, felt tension like never before. They are unstoppable when united with their animals, he admitted. Technology alone will not save us. They think faster than our systems, react faster than our weapons, and adapt faster than we anticipated. The humans launched the final push. Using smoke, rocks, and energy pulses carefully aimed, they disrupted the aliens' defenses entirely. Larka and the other war dogs moved through the chaos with lethal precision. They struck key points, broke through barriers, and forced the aliens to retreat into the upper levels of the base. Captain Harris led the humans forward, securing the perimeter. "Hold here," he said. "Let them retreat. They need to learn that humans do not run, humans do not surrender, and humans fight as one, with their war dogs." The aliens, battered and demoralized, retreated through the cliffs and valleys. Their pride was shattered. Their confidence in their technology and numbers had been broken by humans who adapted, strategized, and fought with unyielding unity. As the dust settled, the humans regrouped in the canyon. They were tired but not beaten. Minor scratches and burns marked the squad, but morale was high. Captain Harris looked at Mara and the war dogs, pride evident in his eyes. "They saw our strength," he said. "They felt it. And they will remember it." Today they learned that humans are more than they ever imagined. And the war dogs, they are not just companions. They are warriors. They are part of our strategy. Together we are unbeatable. Mara knelt beside Larka, scratching behind her ears. "You showed them exactly what humans are capable of," she said softly. Larka growled low, a sound that carried pride, strength, and loyalty. Above, Vectra and Lurven watched silently. "We underestimated them," Vectra said quietly. "They are stronger, smarter, and faster than we imagined. And those creatures, they are not ordinary. They are soldiers. Independent, lethal, and strategic." Lurven's voice was tense. "We cannot face them the same way again. Humans, when united with their animals, are unpredictable. We must reconsider our tactics." The humans returned to their outpost that night, moving with calm confidence. They cleaned weapons, tended minor injuries, and reinforced the perimeter. The war dogs rested nearby, alert even in sleep, always ready for the next challenge. Captain Harris addressed his squad one last time that night. "They mocked us when they arrived. They laughed at our numbers, our strength, our animals. But today they learned something new. Humans survive because we adapt, because we think, and because we fight as one. The war dogs are part of us, part of our strategy, part of what makes humans unstoppable. Tomorrow they will return, but so will we, and we will be ready." The firelight flickered on the humans and their war dogs, casting long shadows across the rocky ground. The wind whispered through the cliffs, carrying the faint scent of minerals and dust. The humans and their companions rested, prepared, and united, ready for whatever challenge awaited them. And somewhere high above, the aliens prepared for the realization they had yet to fully accept. Humans, with their war dogs, were not just survivors. They were a force unlike any other, capable of turning even the harshest battlefield into their advantage. The first counterattack was over. Victory belonged to humans and their war dogs. But the war for respect and survival was only beginning. The sky of Zethra was a strange green gold as the sun began to rise. The wind whistled softly through the jagged cliffs, carrying the dry scent of minerals. The humans moved through their outpost with quiet purpose, repairing equipment, checking weapons, and ensuring the war dogs were ready. Captain Harris stood on the edge of the plateau, scanning the valleys below. "They will be back today," he said. His voice was calm but firm. "And when they arrive, we will show them once and for all what humans and our war dogs can do." Mara knelt beside Larka, brushing her fur gently. "They think they can challenge us," she said softly. "But they don't understand what it means to fight as one, to think, to adapt, to endure." Larka's amber eyes flickered in understanding, and she let out a low, steady growl, a sound that carried focus and strength. Below the plateau, alien ships hovered silently. Vectra's face, tense and pale, appeared on the main viewing screen of his command ship. "They have disrupted our plans before," he said, voice low and sharp. "We cannot underestimate them again, but we must respond. Show no hesitation." Lurven shook his head. We cannot rely on force alone. They think faster, move faster, and their animals, those war dogs, they anticipate everything. We must observe carefully and avoid repeating mistakes. The humans had prepared a strategy of their own. Every squad member knew their role, every movement rehearsed. The war dogs were ready, alert to commands and instinctively aware of danger. Larka led them, Reth and Jarrow covering the flanks. Every human and dog moved as if they were a single being. Captain Harris turned to his squad. "This is it," he said. "They mocked us when they arrived. They tested us yesterday and the day before. Today they will see humans are not to be underestimated. Follow the dogs, follow each other, and trust your training." The humans advanced into the valley where the alien forces had gathered. The aliens assumed superiority, descending in formation, weapons ready, energy pulses bright. They expected chaos, panicked humans, or disorganized resistance. What they encountered instead was precision, coordination, and unyielding courage. Larka and the other war dogs moved first, scouting paths, signaling safe routes, and striking key points. They knocked drones off balance, forced alien warriors into vulnerable positions, and created openings for the humans to advance. Each dog acted with intelligence, anticipating the aliens' reactions before they even realized their own mistakes. The humans followed with careful fire, their rifles and devices working in tandem with the dogs' attacks. Rocks tumbled from cliffs, smoke created confusion, and well-aimed pulses forced the aliens to retreat step by step. The war dogs guided the humans, blocked reinforcements, and targeted the aliens' weak points with calculated strength. Vectra watched in disbelief. "How can this be?" he muttered. "Their numbers are small. Our technology is far superior. Yet they move like one unit. And they're animals. They are not just animals. They are strategists. They are humans," Lurvin said quietly, voice tense. "They fight together with every instinct, every plan, every bond. They are more than what we imagined." As the battle intensified, one alien commander attempted to break the line with brute force. He wielded a massive energy blade, charging directly at the humans. But the war dogs anticipated him. Larka leapt to the side, striking his leg with incredible strength. Reth blocked his retreat while Jarrow distracted the other aliens around him. Mara fired a net, capturing the commander and forcing his surrender. The aliens faltered. Their confidence shattered. They had relied on superior technology, superior numbers, and assumed human weakness. But humans, with their war dogs, had proven unpredictable, adaptable, and unbreakable. Captain Harris moved forward with his squad, securing key positions. "Hold the line," he ordered. "They will try again, but they cannot overcome what they do not understand. Humans fight as one with strength, intelligence, and unity." The aliens attempted a retreat. Some drones fled, some warriors regrouped, but every move was anticipated. The humans and their war dogs guided the battle, striking where needed, blocking paths, and ensuring the aliens could not regroup easily. Each strike was precise, each movement calculated. The aliens began to recognize their mistake. Humans were not fragile. Humans were resilient, intelligent, and coordinated beyond expectation. Finally, the aliens began to withdraw completely. Their morale was broken, their confidence shattered. Vectra's hands clenched as he watched. "We underestimated them," he admitted aloud, the truth heavy in his voice. "They are different, stronger, smarter, faster, and their animals, those war dogs, they are partners, strategists, and warriors." The humans regrouped at the edge of the valley, war dogs panting but alert. Minor injuries marked their bodies, but their spirit was unbroken. Captain Harris looked at his squad, pride shining in his eyes. "They mocked us when they arrived," he said. "They laughed at our numbers, at our strength, at our companions. Today they learned the truth. Humans survive because we adapt, we fight together, and we trust in each other. And the war dogs, they are part of our strength, our strategy, and our heart. Together we are unstoppable." Mara knelt beside Larka, scratching behind her ears. "We've shown them exactly who we are," she said softly. Larka's low growl carried agreement, pride, and focus. Above, the alien commanders observed quietly. Vectra's expression was tight with tension. "We cannot face them the same way again," he said. "They are stronger than we imagined. They think faster, react faster, and adapt faster. And the animals, they are not ordinary. They are soldiers, allies, and warriors." Lurvin nodded, finally acknowledging the human strength. "They deserve our respect," he said quietly. "We mocked them once. Never again. They are not weak. They are not fragile. And they are far more dangerous than we realized. Back at the outpost, the humans celebrated quietly. It was not a celebration of victory in the traditional sense, but a recognition of what had been accomplished. They had defended themselves, demonstrated their strength, and forced the aliens to reconsider everything they thought they knew about humans. Captain Harris gathered his squad and the war dogs around a fire. Today they saw humans for what we truly are, he said. Not weak, not fragile, not predictable. Humans endure, humans adapt. Humans fight together with loyalty, intelligence, and courage. And our war dogs, they are proof of what makes us stronger. We have earned respect, and that respect will grow. Mara looked at the dogs lying near the humans, their eyes flicking toward every sound, every shadow, ever watchful. They are more than animals, she said softly. They are our partners, our strength, our family. They made this possible. The war dogs growled softly, a sound full of pride, strength, and promise. Larka's head lifted, eyes glowing faintly in the firelight, as if she understood every word spoken. Somewhere in the distant valleys, the aliens regrouped, their pride wounded, their assumptions shattered. They had underestimated humans, and now they knew their mistake. Vectra's face was pale with concern. They are unlike anything we have faced, he admitted. We must approach them differently from now on. Humans, when united with their animals, are unpredictable, resilient, and unstoppable. The humans rested that night, tending wounds, cleaning weapons, and preparing for the future. They were few in number, but they were strong, united, and resilient. The war dogs lay beside them, ever alert, ever ready. The bond between humans and dogs had proven itself in battle, and it was unbreakable. Captain Harris stood at the edge of the plateau, looking at the horizon. They mocked us when they arrived, he said quietly. But they have learned something they will never forget. Humans fight as one, and together we are unstoppable. Today we earned respect. Tomorrow we will continue to show them that humans and our war dogs are a force beyond imagination. The wind carried the faint scent of minerals and dry earth across the plateau. The sun dipped lower, painting the jagged cliffs in shades of green and gold. Humans and their war dogs rested, prepared for whatever came next, confident in their strength, their intelligence, and their unity. And somewhere high above, the alien observers realized the truth they could not ignore. Humans were not weak, fragile, or primitive. Humans endured. Humans adapted. Humans fought with intelligence, strategy, and loyalty beyond expectation. And their war dogs, they were more than animals. They were a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and resilience. For the first time, the aliens felt a mixture of fear and respect. Humans had proven that no matter the odds, no matter the technology, and no matter the numbers, they could survive, adapt, and dominate when united and determined. The humans had won the battle, but more importantly, they had won respect, and that respect would echo through the stars, shaping the way every alien civilization perceived humanity. The first seeds of interstellar admiration and caution had been planted, and humanity, together with their war dogs, stood ready for whatever the universe could throw at them next.